Jingle, jingle, jingle. It's time to jingle those holiday balls and bells because the new year and Christmas frenzy is here. So, hello, good people. You are listening to April Tala on the New York Accent Podcast. Yes, I am repping Queens, New York, and I came to Finland because it's the land of Christmas. Plus, they have the best rock concerts ever. Well, let's get into it. This is the best of times, and let's face it, the worst of times. We're going to talk about holiday depression or depression in general, because depression affects everyone from all ages, of all income levels. You could literally be the little girl walking to school where you're going to get bullied. Or you could be the rich dude driving in your Porsche to your $1 million home. And that's a fact, Jack. So in 2018, 824 people committed suicide in Finland. This is according to the statistics of Finland. So let's embrace our loved ones just a little bit tighter as we move into the 2020 year. And on another note, Mieli's How Are You campaign is designed for individuals to contact the Crisis Center by telephone number, which will be on the site for you to be able to reach out. And it offers support in Finnish, Swedish, and English, and other languages if you need it. They are service that is open to people who are in need and don't have a support system around them. So we need to make sure that we're taking care of our young people and our older people because, like I said, it affects all ages and income levels. So let's be on the lookout for that. Be extra nice and kind to each other. And just a few words of encouragement. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Whenever you find yourself doubting how far you can go, just remember how far you have come. And a few tips on how to overcome depression, particularly holiday depression, because let's face it, it takes more than a cup of hot coffee to solve those holiday blues. Remember to take breaks and be kind to yourself. There are some factors, however, that do play into our moods and emotions that we can't really control or stop. Let's talk about that debt and those bills. Do not ignore the bills. I have heard countless stories about this. How you shop to get that holiday high, and then 30 days later, you don't have the money to pay back your creditors, and you're back at square one. So let's keep a watchful eye on that. And family dysfunction. Sometimes you can't go home because there's no home to go to. No one talks to each other, the matriarch or the patriarch or whoever in your family. They're no longer there. Folks remarry and start new families, leaving you empty. There's also divorce, fighting over kids, no kids at all, jumping from relative to relative, trying to catch that holiday cheer. Loved ones that are lost, and it's hard to move past. Them not being there, feeling lonely without them. Look, I'll share a story about my own holiday blues that I had for like at least 10 years. It was just super difficult to get rid of those blues, and it particularly pertaining to my little brother passing. And it was so difficult because it was a portion of my life where we were just beginning to reach our coming of age. I was about maybe 14, just getting ready to enter high school. And of course, during that summer between middle school and high school, we lost my little brother. And it was super difficult because, like I said, we were both at that age where we were like 2 grades apart. So yeah, it took a long time, a long time. I just missed him. And I mean, let's face it, it wasn't the same without my little brother tagging along. But what has helped me is try not to focus on past memories of those better days. I don't want to look back at old pictures and see myself as I once was because that can trigger living in the past. And we don't want to live in the past. We always want to move forward. And that's partially why I want to share some tips on how to overcome. You celebrate yourself and your accomplishments. And what big or small, whatever they are, you did it. You need to celebrate that, particularly towards the end of the year. You can take stock of your life and what you've been going through. Try to find peace through meditation. That has helped me in so many ways. I just sit and be still and listen to, relaxing music. What is it? Spa music. And I try to think positively about my future. That's always helped me. Or, of course, I can just reach out to a friend. Reach out to your friends. They are there for you. Of course, you don't want to reach out at the wrong moment. Don't reach out when you guys are like playing basketball. That's not a good time. Get them alone, invite for coffee, and talk. Talk about what's on your mind. If they are the cause for what's happening, let them know. Let them know what's really going on with you. They're here to help, not just for a good time. And of course, if that doesn't help, seek professional help. There are professionals out there who are willing to help you. You just have to put in the dedication to find them. So, moving along from that, we're going to talk about some of the holiday anxieties because they're out there. You're meeting in-laws. There could be some anxiety there. Just remember to stop, breathe, and listen to everything because this is the time where people are drinking and they're just spilling their guts. Stop, take note, and listen, you know. And remember, there are some great gift ideas when you're coming over. Remember that you can give mugs, hugs, and deviled eggs. That's the rule. You keep it light and simple. Hugs are always great. And people drink coffee and tea and hot chocolate this time of the year. So get some really cute, fancy mugs. And if you are insistent upon bringing food, keep it simple. I call it the deviled eggs. They are good all year round, literally, not just for the holidays. And everybody likes them. What you do, girls who can't cook or girls who want to keep it simple like that, take about a dozen of eggs, boil them for 7 minutes. That's how you get the perfectly boiled egg. Okay, once they're boiled, you put them in cool water, deshell them, and cut them long ways. Get a little bowl and dump the yolk of the egg in the bowl. So we're going to make our little deviled egg mixture. Take some cayenne pepper, a little salt, and if you want to get fancy, put some chives in there. Mix that yolk around and evenly distribute a portion of that mixture into the egg cutouts. And there you have it. Super simple, maybe 10 minutes flat to make. And you have a little treat that you can share. And nothing too extravagant. Stick to something sweet if you can't do deviled eggs. Make Rice Krispie treats. Take Rice Krispie cereal, marshmallows, a little butter, make them stick together in some kind of shape that you want. And there you go. Keep it simple. Don't stress yourself out. Now let's talk about those bad manners. When people just do not have manners. They could be ignoring you at the dinner table, or they could be talking down to you when you bring up a suggestion. And let's talk about cursing. I do not like cursing whatsoever. I do not care. If you curse, you had better be superheated and completely out control of your emotions to be cursing. That's the only way. Cursing is not something that you should do casually. Let's face it, it's classless. Always excuse yourself to the bathroom when this type of behavior is going on. You don't need to hear that. Come on, grow up. We're not cursing in front of anyone. And excusing yourself to the bathroom is the best excuse for anything. You could give you a moment to gather yourself, let cooler heads prevail, or just, hey, go to the bathroom and text all day. Nobody wants to hear anything awkward and uncomfortable. Speaking of awkward, how about those awkward conversations? Never talk about these topics. They are strictly off limits. Trust me, they're the path that leads to nowhere and confusion and desperation. We're not going to talk about previous relationships. We're not talking about sex. We're not talking about religion. And we are not talking about politics. Just steer clear, my dear. If this happens, you go ahead and excuse yourself to that bathroom. Oh, and hello, you are there with your partner. Make an escape route. Come up with a safe word. Hell, mine is Hawaii and mistletoe. If I ever use those words, you just better know you had better change that conversation or we have to go to the bathroom. We have to excuse ourselves. Listen. And of course, we have goals. I mean, it's 2020, new year, new you. Come up with goals, not resolutions. I don't like the word resolutions because it kind of seems like there was a conflict. I mean, conflict resolution. Was there ever a conflict? Probably not. So I just call them goals. Here are a few of mine. Hello, I want to finish college. I want to finish my master's degree program. That's a major goal for me, staying focused for that. I don't want to say fitness and health because those are kind of like a lifestyle. That's a year round thing. But just think of your goals, write them down. Hell, make a little checklist and make sure you're getting them accomplished. That's super important. And I want to take some time out to motivate people. Motivation is very important. It keeps you focused on those goals and it keeps you focused on your life in general. So, something that motivates me is always like my future plans. I don't know. I'm obsessed with the future, and it's so many changes going on right now in my life that it's just, the future is super clear and I can see it almost as if it's in front of me. And that's a motivating factor. What's your motivation? I mean, if you are trying to lose weight, what is your weight goal? Write that down. Look at it every day. Give yourself affirmations in the morning. Say that you can do it. You can overcome. You can beat things. You are ready and good to go. Nothing can stop you. And I mean, let's face it. If you don't have a goal, what do you have? Nothing. But I do want to mention that the overall theme of this podcast is just to promote self care and to give advice as well as be motivating. That's what this show is about. And I want to thank you all for listening. There are hundreds of podcasts out there, and you've chosen to listen to mine. So I want to thank you guys for that. And remember to take care of yourselves. We only have one person to look after, and that's ourselves. And I want to leave you guys with a Finnish word of the day. It's a nice spider. It's a nice spider. This is Independence Day because Finland has celebrated its independence on December the 6th, and they are independent from Russia. Almost about like a hundred and I want to say 103 or 102 years. Either way, I'm a newcomer to Finland, and Finland has been wonderfully gracious to me. So I do want to make sure that coming from New York, I give a little Finnish flavor. So I'm always going to have the Finnish word of the day. But like I said, thank you guys so much for listening. You have been great. And follow me on Instagram at New York Accent Podcast. I look forward to recording again and speaking to you guys soon. Thank you, thank you, thank you.